Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, we all right. So we are live. All right, you guys. Save this. Go to here. Go to here. All right, there you go. News. All right, so you guys, I'm gonna go over the S&P 500. Um, I'm gonna show you how something weird's going on right here. So first of all, let's mark down from the higher time frames. We have a 12 monthly, which is going to be a dotted yellow line. And that's it for the 6 monthly. We don't have any. 3 monthly, we have one right here, one right here. Then we have a monthly, and this is where we got this is where we want to pay attention. A monthly is going to be purple line out of Fibonacci. Take it out of the way. Where's it at? It's right here. The MACD, is it on? MACD's on. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5 should be, I'll go escalator. Yeah. So for now, I'm only gonna focus on the S&P 500. Again, the monthly, the area that we don't want to break is the area that we're barely hanging on right now. And that we probably will break tonight. Asia is just testing this up, is faking it, and it's gonna start losing weakness, and we're gonna start going down. But we may anticipate here. I think the reason why we're anticipating and not really falling down, especially after you have bad CPI data, horrible, and you have Trump saying how we're gonna go to war, that should have made the market drop. So I believe what's keeping the market up, and by the market I mean the S&P 500, is SpaceX being released tomorrow. And you can see it by the way it was holding this whole time since fucking 5:30. 5:30 came out and it started rallying up, choppy, but still rallying up instead of shooting on down. Let's go now. We already know where the monthlies are at. They're right here, and this is the area that we gotta concentrate in between these two. So to make it easy, oh shit, I'm gonna actually box it up. I like to dissect, or how do you say it? Like cut the market into sections. Pretty much like that's what they really are. There's sections that as they get broken, hey, look, we're inside of this range. Call it a range, call it whatever, but this is a range right here. From the month of May, the lows and highs is giving you the range for that month. But anyways, um, I'll mark the bottom one too, but I know I still have some dailies and some weeklies, so I know that I'm gonna be creating more boxes. But just this is just to show you how I like to break the market into different sections. Change the color, that way I get confused with them. Send it to the back. Go down to the weekly. I see a whole bunch of, I see a weekly right here. Weekly are the light blue lines. And then what I'll do is I'll end up breaking those boxes because I know breaking a weekly is hard as fuck. So this is going to be a hard area to break or to hold. And it's also going to be confirming a lot as these boxes are being broken. The next one is right here. The next one is right here. And from there, I'll break this into a section. break this into a section. This could be purple. And then finally you have this one right here. One last thing, I'll do a check a daily. Because then from there, I'll even close it even more tighter. This is one last section right here. So as the market gets into these boxes, I know how they're gonna react based on the resistance, how hard the resistance is. Meaning I know that there's meaning that I know that as we break onto this box, I know we have a daily resistance here and here, and also it's a monthly. So in order to break into this box or shoot above it, it's gonna need hard, just impact news, just hard news or whatnot. And as I can see what kind of resistance trying to break, whether it be a monthly, a weekly, a daily, I know how hard uh the market is gonna have a hard time passing. So I know it's gonna have to be waiting for a big news, whether it be CPI data, whether it be just a big news war, shit like that. And now I won't I think I'm not sure if I did break this area into sections. I'm pretty sure I did because I always do that. So even in dailies, I break the dailies into sections. Or what I can do is I can create one whole big thing. And what I'll do is I'll do a box in the middle from so as the market breaks through that box, I know that it's gonna have a hard time breaking through this. It's like a little slowdown, it's like a little speed bump inside of the box. I know that the one the market hits this, it's gonna hit a resistance, and that's when the market is gonna fucking take a pause and be right here. Now be testing the weekly to break and be playing around here because of this resistance zone that's gonna get in as the market shoots up. It's gonna be like a slowdown once it gets inside of it. Send it to the back. Send this to the back. You can see the whole thing. We have other dailies in here. We have one right here. That one right here. That one right here. Right here. So these areas are gonna be as slow. It's gonna slow them down once they get in there. Get in there. Yeah, yeah, get in there. Yeah, yeah. I'm a big bro. Bam, 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 bam. I'm a big girl. Man, man, man. Hey. All right. So let's check again. We have a monthly that we're holding barely. We have a weekly. Weekly's pushing up. So let me. If we break, this is gonna be your stops. You're gonna have a weekly right here. This is gonna be your first slowdown, your second slowdown, and from here you don't really. I mean, hopefully, no, we don't have. Oh yeah, we do. Okay, we got some sort of resistance right here. We have a daily. I'm gonna change it to a red. And then we have daily here. Daily here. Let's see any weeklies. What? No, I just did two now. All right. So we have, this is our last year all-time high. So either SpaceX along with tweets from the war is gonna push the market through this, and we're gonna stop right here. We're gonna end up getting bad news, play around this weekly, try to break it. There's gonna be another section right here. This is a section here, and then once the market breaks that, it's gonna be your final move to drop down here. Move this to the back, change the color to purple. And then here we have, you're still in an uptrend. That's a monthly. So if anything, what I'm seeing with this is that if we do fall, we're gonna fall and bullshit and either touch this trend line and then we're gonna bounce up. That's how the market should work. The market should panic you, bunch of sells, either sell and stay in that region and then either drop and test it or drop and bullshit and eventually drop again and then test it. I don't really see it going all the way down. Test it's gonna test the trend line at some point, but I feel like it's gonna go down but bounce and then go down. It's a kind of like maybe next week sort of shit. Like next week is gonna bring us down all the way down here, and then from there it's either fly again or start dumping. So I don't feel like we're gonna break all the way down here to 6,800. I feel like we're gonna get inside of this box, play around here, and then with next week we either going down or save us and go back up. It's gonna be interesting how it plays out. Anyways, back to this. What I want to check is, let me bring this close. All right, what I want to see now and check is if we have any dailies or 12-hour candle resistance support. Weekly, we don't got shit. Daily, we got a daily here. Daily is orange, and we close the day here. Now, do we have any? We had on here, but I don't like this one. It's too close to the weekly. 12-hour candle. This one right here. We do have this daily, but it's too close to the fucking weekly. It doesn't really make sense to have it if you have the weekly right there. But it's always good to have the every daily and 12-hour candle as the market moves. You know, it's gonna end up give you some sort of confirmation of a reversal, whether it be in the smaller time frames. If and so it's always good to just to have them for whatnot. Um, After that, we don't have 12-hour candles. That's it. 8-hour candles. No. 4-hour candle. So after that, we don't really got shit. We do have a 4-hour candle in this area here. 4-hour candles are red. Let's see, 8-hour candles. We do have an 8-hour candle breakout here. 8-hour candles are dark blue. Let me see. I find a 12-hour candle here. 12-hour candle is yellow. So go on that. Nothing in between here, nothing strong. So now what I end up doing is I'll box up from there to this region. And then I'll box up from this to this weekly. And of course, this is going to be different. The color of the inside is going to be different always too, so you won't get confused with the boxes. All right. So now that we got that, the next thing that I look for, or I think that I'll do the Fibonacci. So I'll do my manual Fibonacci just so I can know where the core strong areas are at. Normally you can use an auto Fibonacci, but I like to use it manually and know where the strongest area is going to be. So what I do is I'll get it from the top of this all-time high here, which is this monthly, and then go all the way up to right here. So that'll give me 50% of the whole move that just happened right now, or on this rally. So you see how by having that, it was letting me know that the market was oversold or had hit yeah, pretty much that this drop was the end, especially because we hit its 50 Fibonacci. Normally, when we have a big move like this, people are scared because they have to go back down 50%. The fact that it ended up doing it yesterday, that told me that the market was either getting ready to still keep dropping, especially if you don't bounce off from this 50. You see how strong we're sticking to it. We just had a Trump tweet about the war. You just had bad CPI data. And if tomorrow SpaceX ends up fucking us over, then that's gonna be it enough to, break that monthly, end up coming down to 7,000, pretty much closing pretty much maybe we could be closing at 7,000, but for sure 7,130. It's just from there we're gonna keep on dropping more, breaking those weekly this box right here, this range from 228 to 136. Break through that and close here for the day, especially if we get into war and all that whatnot. So let me place this right. So here is yesterday drop. Here's yesterday drop. End up recovering right by the 50. Now we're testing it again and we're right on it. So to find out where the next drop is gonna be, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure half 50% of the 50%, so which will be from here all the way down to here. So the next drop we're supposed to get is where I said we're supposed to, if anything, we're gonna drop and stop here. Play around this area. Try to break above the monthly again because that monthly is very, very important. Fake it and come down and keep dropping on down. And what I'm gonna do, if just to be safe in case we do drop, I'm gonna move my entry point of this and go from, where could I start? I wonder if I should do 50% of the whole thing. So the drop came all the way. Right there. which 50% of the whole thing is this right here. So wonder how it played out if 50% somehow would still end right here. So let's see. 50% of this from here all the way up. Yep, it still falls there. Still 50, a little bit off. A little bit off, a little bit lower. We were like good, but you get the fucking point. It still lines up. So again, this is 50% of the whole move from this war, this rally, and then 50% of that we end up falling in the same area. Now, what I want to see is when we break this, we should have 50% right here, and it makes sense if the market falls down. This is gonna be our first stop. It makes perfect fucking sense if you see the box, if you see the candles where they're at. So now what I'll do is, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, 50%. I'll get the Fibonacci, go from the center of the 50%, and then to the center of the other one. That'll give me 50% of 50%. And we should stop, see? Yeah, we should stop here, push it here, fake it maybe, come down, or we're gonna be so scared we're going to test this weekly resistance and then go down. And then in case it goes up, again, we want to find out where the main resistance is gonna be. And that's when we get to this point, that's what the market does here, double top, double top, double top, and then we sink, we go down. And then to get half of that, half of the half, go from the head to the top. There you go. And that's where we get this area right here. And we break that, go into this region, try to break this, fail, go down, and now we're hovering above this. I don't think we're gonna hold. I think we're gonna fake it and then end up going down again. So that's why Asia is very important to pay attention to where we close at 6 and your 745 to 830. If your 745 to 830, we're rejecting right here in this area, then 745 to 830, we're gonna break on down, end up closing here at 10:45 to 11:45 to 12:30. We're gonna try one more time to go back up again. If we don't make it 11:45 to 12:30 and start pushing on up, we're gonna start pushing on down. And who knows how hard we're gonna go because all we have tomorrow is we do have data tomorrow, so that's good. So if we do fall, we're not gonna fall, keep falling throughout the whole night because we have anticipating data. So if we do fall, I just want to see how we're looking at 10 o'clock because 7:45, 11:30 is gonna be your your decision mode right here. So you're gonna start seeing right now the indicator is gonna do the opposite too. Right here, this is your center. It moves up a little bit. You're gonna see the entry do the opposite. You're gonna say green, 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 green here, and red over here, like you're seeing it right now. But you're gonna see it right here. So 7:45, 15-minute candle, 7:45 to 8:30. We're gonna either pushing up so we can close at 10 here, 10, 11:45, 12:30, go back up and slightly keep this consolidating range. If it's scared, 7:45 to 8:30, we're gonna start going down, especially towards like your 8:30, and then we're gonna either close here at 10, shoot down at 10, and then be kind of wanting to break above this monthly because it's a monthly. So if we don't break it by 7:45 to 8:30, we're gonna try to do it at 11:45 to 12:30. And that's it. We get stuck to it. Since the monthly, it's gonna be really hard to pass. That's why it doesn't. That's why it's not doing. That's why it's been holding the whole time. And also, if it breaks that monthly, it's gonna be really hard to get back above it. It's gonna be some really strong news, like a fucking those fuck faces. SpaceX coming out with, crazy ass fucking numbers or whatever, or just flying in general. This I want to make these dark. Oh shit, volume up, my bad. Volume up, green, volume out, down, red, volume area, down, volume area, gray, strong gray, purple, this kind of purple, down, red. Oh shit, down is red, or so up should be green then. And then for the other one, oh shit. And then for the other one, volume up should be darker then. There you go. All right. So actually, I'm not liking this. So the red volume down. This should be down, down. Should be dark. Volume area down. Down is purple and green is up. There you go. Volume up is also green and red is down. What if down was down is red? This is complicating. Should I just fucking reset it? And what I'm gonna do is gonna be a dark blue, gonna be a red, gonna be light blue. Light blue is volume up, light red volume down. I like that. I like that. Or the purple. There you go. Fuck it. There you go. Volume down is purple. The green. This is light. So light is up. Dark color is down. Same with this. Down is volume down, and I'm gonna go with this light green. Oh, no, wrong one. Light green. So volume up, volume down. Right. Sorry for getting you guys confused with this shit. All right, so volume up is green, down is red. Volume area up is light blue, and down volume area is dark colors. All right. So notice right here also how there's a bunch of let me change these colors. So if you notice right here, this is tell you what a bunch of people are positioned right now. Also, this indicator tells you where is the resistance at the current time frame. There's a strong resistance right here. So if we go up, we're gonna have a hard time breaking through this. And it lines up because it would have the 12-hour candle and the daily resistance. Also the 50 Fibonacci. So that's why I say we have a hard. I believe we're going to have a hard time breaking through this. I believe we're going to get wicks like this. We need to get we need to have a 745 to 830 to shoot on up because that's where the resistance at. It's even showing you right here. This indicator tells you where people are positioned, and you can see how they're positioned in particular in this region right here. From here on up, there's a bunch of people here going on trades or whatnot. So to break through that, it's gonna be some real strong moves to break through this. So, oh, next thing I want to do is I gotta mark down where the actual Fibonacci's are at. So now that I have the strong points, the key strong points of the Fibonacci of the mark of the range, now I can actually see where the 50 Fibonacci's of every time frames are at. And I'll start with the 1 hour candle. We have a 50 Fibonacci right here, so I'll mark it off. If there's already a candle, I would fucking just I mean, if there's already a hard a hard center line, I'll just use it. So we have a 50 Fibonacci right here. A 1 hour candle is a white. 2 hour candle, same area. So it now turns green. I'm gonna turn the background to a different color so I don't get fucking confused. I'm gonna go with orange. Nah. There you go. Go to the 3 hour candle. A 3 hour candle, 50 Fibonacci, right here. The higher you go with the time frame, the more important or confirming these 50 Fibonacci's are at. Especially once you get to a 4 hour candle, 8 hour candle, 12 hour candle, daily, weekly. The more you're underneath it or right above it, um, it tells you a lot. There's a big move happening, something big, whatever. Anyways, go to the 4 hour candle. Right here in the middle. So actually, I didn't mark down, I didn't go lower than the daily. So actually, let me mark this daily areas right here. We have a daily right here that I didn't mark. Then go 12 hour candle. We got one right here. So we got them right there. We possibly maybe have 8 hour candle. Got one right here. And you could possibly have, yeah, 8 hour candle right here. 8 hour candle dark blue. No. Oh yeah, right here. Right here. Right here. I don't really like them that close, but right there. So see, look, the area to hold was this area right here, and we broke it. So the thing I want to do is I'm gonna break this down here and divide it to a different section. So pretty much once we're testing this range right here in this box, so what's gonna tell me if the market's gonna could potentially break it and start rallying from here. I don't see it happening yet tomorrow, but just in case when the market does go up to this range, I know it's gonna be very important breaking through this. So I'll go back to 3 hour candle, 4 hour candle, and we said it was right here. 50 Fibonacci for the 8 hour candle up here. I want to see where the resistance are at. You have another thick resistance right here. Thick resistance, 3 hour candle, 2 hour candle, thick resistance. 1 hour candle, yep, that's why if you go to small time frame, you probably have it right here. Yeah, like that. So it needs to break through that thick resistance to close at 10 above it, and then 10, 11, do all this shit. Otherwise, from that, we're gonna start going down. That's why right now it's gonna be your important area. Asia knows, or Asia needs to push it on up. That way, in the last 4 hour candle, Asia closing, going into Europe, they're gonna fucking try. Europe's gonna come and do its move and push it up towards this side. Be playing in this range, and it makes sense because here you have your 50 Fibonacci already set up. You also have that 50 Fibonacci right there. So I'm gonna move this actually forward right here. Keep it right here. All right. That way I know. Oh yeah. So 7:45 to 8:30. Gonna come down here. And then finally it's gonna be your 11:45 to 12:30. Try to, go one more time, or depending if we broke it at 10, or if we start breaking at 11, but we should hold to 11:45, 12:30 to really break it because of monthly, and it's gonna mean a lot. And then also because we got the release at 5:30, so we do end up breaking, we're gonna fall, create support, and then 3 or 4 o'clock go back above, trying to pass this monthly, maybe fake it with a wick, and then come back down and continue going on down. So I'm just trying to play other scenarios that could play out, especially it all depends how Asia and Europe play out and move the market, whatever, whatnot, how confident they feel. As you can see, I'm really surprised that actually the market is still holding with all the negative news that we got from this morning from the president and CPI data. But this PPI data can also confirm that inflation and whatnot. So it also makes sense why the market is also going to be waiting for this news. So that's why this could give it some sort of optimism, but I don't think it is. Mm. Sweep deep, baby. I don't wanna be, baby. So this right here, what I'll do is I'll put a divider or a slowdown section from here. I don't really like doing these like these. I like breaking it into little boxes. So I normally I'll do from weekly to right here. The next box will be right here, and then the next one will be right here, and then the next one will be right here. So I'm actually gonna do that because I know breaking this weekly into this support into this monthly is gonna be very hard. And then I know this range is gonna be really hard. Maybe, yeah, I gotta do one of these. Teach me, baby. Body, waddle, wang, wang, wing, 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 wing. Cha-chung, pa-chung, pa-chung, ping, ping, baby. Butter, 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 beep, beep, baby. Bang, bang, nine. All right, there. So I broke down the market into sections like I normally use. And then I got all my Fibonacci's. Let me check if I know where the weeklies are at. If they're far away, I don't really give a fuck about it. Yeah, way too down there. Monthly, way too down there. I don't really give a fuck about them. Daily, I already marked it, I'm pretty sure. No, I didn't. So let me mark the daily all the fucking way down here. I'll be surprised if the market does end up going down here. And daily is orange. Orange. All right. Another thing is, so I have this indicator right here. I'm gonna go back to my indicator. So pretty much this is what Asia's gonna tell me. If Asia comes down here between 7:45 to 8:30, then that means we're gonna come back down here. Oh shit, I moved this shit backwards. Why is oh, because I got this indicator in the front. No, 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 no. Never mind, that wasn't it. It was a Fibonacci. Yeah. All right, so now that I have this, we're gonna come down here. If we come down here by 9:30, 10 o'clock, we're gonna be testing this, and most likely, we're gonna struggle to pass it real quick. So we're gonna stick to the next 4-hour candle, which is gonna be your 10 o'clock to 2. Your sweet time is gonna be 11:45, 12:30. It's most likely gonna break through it. As we go down, we're gonna create support. It's either here at 179 or 131, 3 or 4 o'clock comes up, data comes out, Yoo-hoo, yes, it says not. He talks about the war, SpaceX. We might push up here again, but if we don't, we might just have a little fake out and then come back down here as we maybe anticipate SpaceX or whatever, whatnot. That's why the market hasn't been dropping because it's waiting time for SpaceX and the data to come out, and that's why it doesn't want to break that monthly. So, and then if we do break on up, especially your 7:45 to 8:30, and we're gonna be here at 10, 11, 12. If we fail, especially if we fail 11:45, 12:30, we're gonna start coming down here. And again, we're gonna come down here, create support here at 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock, and we're gonna get trapped here in this range. And that's if we push on up right now at 10 o'clock and all that shit. This is not. I'm gonna come back probably most likely at 10, do an update about this shit. Also, I have another indicator that with this indicator, I figure out how to tell if the S&P 500 is oversold or not. So I'm using the MACD. I never used to pay attention to a smaller time frame on the MACD until recently. I was able to graph it up and mess with it, and I found out that there's certain prices. There's a certain area where the market gets overbought. Let me see if you can see it. Do you notice a pattern here? Except for those big those big explosions. So the market tends to overbought when we get from here 10.7 to 14.8. And if you stretch that around across, you see that every time we get to this area, it's overbought. and we start going down. We start going down. If anything, we'll get some crazy news rallies, but every time we get to this section, it's overbought, and we're gonna start going down. Overbought, way overbought, 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 overbought. You get the fucking point. And the next section, if overbought, is right here when you get to the crazy, numbers and whatnot. I can just show you right here, this area. But that's where that we get those elevations. Um, and then also are your oversold area. Your oversold area is in the 15-minute low. I call it the 15-minute low. This is the 15-minute high. What can I? Oh, cause fucking. Oh, that's why I can't see it. Cause it's not on this. Oh yeah, it is. There you go. So yeah, shit. Every time we get oversold too, your oversold area is this 15-minute range. And if we really took a heavy dump, this is your next oversold area. Once we get to this 15-minute low, that's when I know the market's really recuperating or whatnot. See, look, oversold, 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 reverse. So you get the fucking point. So now that I got that, with that in mind, I'm able to understand catch these dips that the market does, that everybody doesn't know when the market's gonna fall, or if we're gonna continue on falling. Falling, dipping, bumping, and I was being boy, you wanna but bum bum bum. See, look, it's gonna be hard passing this. Especially we have a lot of fucking traders going on a sell in this area right here, and option traders. These two areas right here from this section to this section. So shooting up above this, you have a 12-hour candle even telling you have a 12-hour downtrend area. You have a 12-hour candle 50 Fibonacci and a 3-hour candle 50 Fibonacci, all in particular key point data, hard resistant data. Hard resistant prices. So that's why I don't really see it pushing up. It's gonna be really optimistic, but it has to be your 745 to 830. Otherwise, we're gonna start going down. And then once we get to here, we're gonna close most likely at 10. And then your 11, 12 o'clock, 11:45 to 12:30, it's gonna bullshit, start breaking on down, or it's gonna try one more time towards the upside, fake it, 11:45, 12:30, and then go down. And this time, just keep going down, breaking this and closing here at 2 in the morning. And then 3, 4, 5 o'clock, we try to break above again, or that 11:45, 12:30, we end up making it and closing here at 2 as we wait for the data to come out. We get here 5 in the morning. We fail, we do a fake out, come back down, and we shoot on down. But then we have SpaceX to looking forward. So even if the data is bad, they're still gonna be waiting for SpaceX announcement. And also Trump's gonna be talking about the war. So I don't think the market, even if we have bad news, the market isn't gonna drop like today because it's gonna be waiting for SpaceX and comments about Trump. I think he's gonna talk today, later on tonight. I think I saw a tweet or something. I'm gonna check ChatGPT right now. Um, so yeah, right here in the 15-minute time frame, if you see to the 1-hour candle, we're still looking negative as fuck. In the bigger picture, in the main picture, we're still weak. You want it to really go on up, you want this 1-hour candle to be up here. So even though the smaller time frames, they're still looking bullish, the bigger picture, we're weak. You go to your 30, you can see right here as we open the market, it started in the 15-minute low. So I'm like, oh, okay. We're either gonna start stabilizing here going up, or we're gonna fucking fake it and then come back down and go lower. So as the market was developing, I went to the 15 and I was like, hey, look, we're getting out of a this is when you make money. This is when you make money to catch these oversold areas. Then once you start losing momentum, here's when we come to 6 in the morning. The market opens at 5:30. Instead of dropping at 5:30, let me take something out. So here we have, let me take this indicator off too. So here we have the market opened. Data comes out at 5:30. Notice how the market didn't even dip with the fucking, it was bad CPI data. It was horrible. And you didn't react to it. You didn't fucking just do a fake buy up, nothing, just nothing normal, nothing to see here, people. What the fuck? And then the market opens, and instead of tanking, it opens smoothly. It is here when I went to the small time frames and I started seeing the volume collapsing. The MACD was telling me right here, yo, we're not gonna, you go to your smaller ones, and was already telling you all the way since right here in the 15-minute high, the oversold area. So once I was seeing this 15-minute high telling me it's oversold, I was like, oh, okay, this is when you start. This is when I take advantage of this, and this is where I go for a sell. And then also we form a 3 candle box in the 4-hour time frame right here. We form a 3 candle box. So it was a no-brainer and shit. The last candle needs to go back inside of this box to complete this 3 candle box downtrend to show me that the pattern is complete, and we're gonna complete it and shoot on down and close down. So if I would have been in higher time frames, and especially as we have this fake out, I would have seen the 1 hour, we would have started forming a red stake with wicks. But since I was so close so paying attention so much in the small time frames, I couldn't really see how the bigger picture would look or whatnot. But my MACD was telling me, hey, this is where you start selling right now. And as it played out, I was like, oh shit, it was right. Okay, okay, okay. I would have fucking make money. And then here, I knew that the market was gonna start reversing, especially how the candles give you this perfect curl and a curve or whatnot. And you also started seeing right here from this 15-minute time frame, it was curving out of here. It's getting volume right here. You go to the 5 minute right here. You see the blue staying above, especially when you get to the United States. There's more volume and it sticks even higher. Now here is when you get people trap traders. They think you're gonna continue going up. They go for trades for a buy, and you start going the opposite. That's why waiting for your 7:45 to 8:30 is when you really want to pay attention to that to really go for a trade or an option. And then the next time is gonna be your 11:45 to 12:30. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if the market starts going on down or whatnot. I don't really see it. And if we're gonna go up, we're gonna fucking fake it here and then go down. But I don't really, the candles are telling you everything. Yeah, we're optimistic, but not optimistic enough to, where you're seeing the candles strong. You're seeing more choppy, more wicks, whatnot, telling you the market is, not feeling so optimistic. Um, Again, a bunch of people concentrate right here, so it's gonna be really hard to break to that. But it is like a magnet. It is like a magnet. It attracts the market to that price right there. So if anything, we should, um, if we, especially by 10 o'clock, we don't take a crazy dump. We don't go down as crazy. If 10 o'clock we're still this upper region, then I do see again 11:45, 12:30 to push another to the upside and give it one more time, and close here at 2 or so. Um, that's all I got for right now. And we are on a 12-hour candle downtrend also. So you have it right here. So this is gonna be our first sign of a real move or a fake out, and we're gonna like fake out like right here, and we're gonna continue going on down. And then also we were on this daily uptrend that we ended up canceling already. And you can see right here on this area. So I'm gonna cancel that already. I'm gonna take it out. And I even had it marked out daily uptrend, and I even have the one that's going down. I have it marked down right here, 12-hour candle downtrend. Um, yeah, see a bunch of people are concentrated right here and right here, this box. So that's why I need to shit above this. Um, 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 Also, oscillator volume wise, it's hella weak. We got some power, but it's weak power. When I like to watch this is in the 1 or 2 minute, because that's when you start seeing the early signs of declining. You get to 2 minute, you start seeing more red, and here you start seeing the early signs. So it's already losing weakness and also turning red. And this is the 1 minute. And right here is telling me it's the hard area to break through this from pretty much this range right here. This blue line to right here. So it's like a 10 o'clock and then try to break through it again at 11:45, 12:30. Reject, come back down and keep going down. But let's see like how we also gotta see how far down we go at 10. And if we do break down or we hold this area, we close here at 10. Um, I was gonna text you with ChatGPT. So this is what ChatGPT gave me by I pretty much take a screenshot of from the 1 minute time frame all the way to the monthly with the graph and without the graph. I mean with the lines and without with all my bullshit and without my bullshit. I take a screenshot of the MACD from the 1 minute all the way to the month 3 monthly. I give it geopolitical update as of now. I feed it also president's action and schedule for the rest of the week. I also give it economic calendar data for 2 weeks, and I also give it what are investors paying attention to. I give it all that. I tell it to rank it to let me know what's the market sentiment. Let me know why the data or what's coming out and why it's important, how it works, how to read it um, based on the results of this data, how will the market react to it, or how will it affect whether it be interest rates, and all that. And also I also tell it to pay attention to Asia time, going Asia to Europe to New York. I play for a candle playbook, so pretty much it already knows. I told it that uh, from 3 to 6 it's a point, but your sweet time is a forward candle from 6 to 10. And your sweet time of that is gonna be your 7:45 to 8:30, and your last sweet time for the market to make the move is 10 o'clock to 2. 11:45 to 12:30 because that's when Asia is closing and Europe is opening, and they're making the last move. There's a bunch of money coming in during that time, so the market tends to move a lot because getting close to closing 12-hour candle, so it's very important where it close. And also 12 at 2 in the morning, it could they close at 2 in the morning, the 4-hour candle and the 12-hour candle in general. You're 3 hours away from the data coming out, so that's when if we do drop, we tend to then stop at 3 or 4 and then start reversing at the fake drop out, whatever that it does. So this is what we're watching. We're considering what this came out today. This is tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. We're still in war right now. We just escalated it. Oil prices, they're not that high. They're probably like getting into the 90, 91s probably. Yeah, 91. So that means from 92 to 100, that's talks and actually in maybe in war, in conflict, in some sort of conflict conversation. And then above 100 is definitely we're in war. And below 91, it's where we're not sure, we're getting out of it, it's peace and love, nothing really. So once you start seeing oil go to 92, getting into 92 and between 100, that's when we're actually getting more to war, conflict, and whatnot. And passing of 100 is we're definitely fucking attacking, bombing, fuck each other, all that shit. Oh yeah, so back to this. Following to a CPI release, investors immediately shifted their attention towards tomorrow PPI, core PPI, and jobless claim report while continuing to monitor geopolitical developments. We also got Trump. He's gonna talk tonight at 7. I guess he already fucking talked about Hormuz. Uh, oh, and it's a closed intelligence session, so they're gonna most likely bring him up about this whole shit. Uh, I wonder if he tweeted something about it since it already happened. Let me check. This is your shot usually when you get 1 day extreme short-term oversold drop like this. Risk of a bigger drop the next trading day are low. In the near term, as far as the direction of the market, it all comes down to what the market does the next few days when it tests the 50 MA. So let me show you what I'm watching right here. So this is what I was watching. How should the market holding long traders is not working unless you are trading small junk. Chinese pounds, well, you can still blah 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 blah. I don't give a fuck about that. Futures up now. I don't give a fuck about that. This is your chart. All right, this is what we're talking about. The market comes down to. So again, this guy keeps bringing this shit up or whatever. Cause yeah, normally after a big drop, there's not another big drop. We know sort of need to we sort of recover 50% or so, and then we start then pushing out either down again. But we end up going. We should go up at least 50 or one fourth of the move that we just had, like of this drop. But we're not. And we're not dropping either, even though we're fucking going into war. Even though he's saying, "Yo, fuck these guys, we're gonna go into war," just tweeting the fuck out of it, saying we're gonna go into war, and CPI is horrible. Yet the market didn't fucking fall like crazy. But it's interesting how the market did fall fucking yesterday, huh? It is how the market didn't have no crazy bad news yesterday, but the market fell yesterday, almost like if how the CPI data would have fallen. And this time when we're expecting that fall from the CPI, it didn't do that shit. All I'll give you was this. But fast CPI data. What the get the fuck out of here. That's no fucking this is manipulated as fuck. This is market manipulation as fuck. You tell me CPI data was horrible and we're going to war and all we got is just this moment right here the whole fucking day. Get the fuck out of here. So yeah, we possibly are either gonna have some sort of fake out with SpaceX tomorrow. Ah man, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting because it matters what time they're gonna release this whole SpaceX. Is it gonna be at 10 o'clock, at 10 p.m.? I mean 10 a.m. Is it gonna be towards 12? Is it gonna be before the data comes out? Like, is it gonna be released with the data? That's gonna be very important. If this data gives us some sort of also bad confirmation CPI bullshit, SpaceX is gonna come and save us. It's gonna be interesting how it plays out. It's gonna be very fucking interesting how it plays out. Where they play the cards, where they put SpaceX, where do they put it in the deck? Where do they put it? That's why the market is not fucking dropping. Otherwise, we would have fucking fell at 5:30. We would have fucking fell at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock after Trump was done talking about going to war and bombing the shit out of them if this is not. So they're anticipating tomorrow's data and they're anticipating SpaceX. If we do fall through the night, we're not gonna fall anything fucking crazy. If anything, we're gonna fall down to these regions right here, 2004 and 108. And if anything, we're gonna do some sort of fake out here, 11:45 to 12:30, and then shoot on up as we wait for the data to come out. That's what I see the market doing. I don't really see this panic selling. Oh, CPI, we're going to war. No, we're gonna stay here and we're fucking gonna bullshit. Also, yeah. Anyways, too much of that. Going back to this. Asia futures will likely maintain highly headline sensitive tonight. Tonight, we are dumb. Initial jobless claims. Don't give a fuck about that. Don't give a fuck about that. Briefing, economic concerns, one of the biggest market stories of the week. Global market briefing. So I wonder if see, and when Trump gets his briefing, that's when he normally starts tweeting too. So it's important to know at what time he's gonna have. Like for example, today he had something today at 6 in the morning and it lasted 3 hours. And finally, towards the end, that's when he mentioned about Iran and the war and the bombs and all this shit and whatnot. Oh, so here it is. Coincidence with SpaceX IPO. It's gonna be interesting. So it's gonna be 11 o'clock. One of the biggest market stories of the week. See, that's what they're fucking waiting for too. Damn, it's gonna be interesting. Iran reportedly launched missile attacks across the region. Defensive system activated. Blah 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 blah. Most important geopolitical, of course, this war. And he says it too. He says it. What do you think about inflation? And he says inflation's gonna be over when this fucking war is over. Inflation's gonna go when this fucking war is over. This motherfucker knew about going to war that the market was gonna fucking go down. He said it on his speech. So let me find his fucking conversation that he the shit that he had today. On the end, he says this shit. God damn, you got some ass, girl. Trump speech today. Yeah, this one right here, and then towards the end.
In history, highest 401ks in history. Along with them, it was a great success. It was a one-day war. It was really I hit it in my first year, and now I get everyone in the room and say congratulations, but now I'm gonna take it down a little bit because we
see right now right here he's talking about how hey the market was good. They said I wasn't gonna take the S&P 500 to so and so price. I wasn't gonna do this. They said it was gonna take a long time, but I did it. I took the market to new all-time highs and blah 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 blah. But unfortunately, I had to tell him that we gotta go to war. Iran's gonna fucking bomb us with the nuclear shit, and we gotta go to war. And unfortunately, it's gonna move the market down. And he says, we knew it was gonna fall down like 20% or so, but hey, it had to be done in order for this bullshit to not happen.
We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. And they all agreed with me, Todd. You remember?
Yeah, see, they all agree with me. They say yes. They say yes to me.
Took a little journey down to Iran.
So I got briefed, and I had to tell my people, like, yo, you guys, I'm sorry to tell you this, but I think we gotta go to war because Iran is doing this. So that means the stock market is gonna go down. So it's not like we're manipulated on purpose, but we really gotta go to war. And the nuclear shit. It's, we've been talking about it for fucking years now. So we had to step in. It was a do or die. I had to save my people and come like Captain America and save the day. The fuck up.
Right. We first stopped off in Venezuela, by the way, and we have paid for that war many, many times over. And we have great relationships with the people.
We're paying for that fucking war, my nigga. We're paying for that fucking war. We're paying for that fucking war.
It was a one-day war. It was really, to be exact, 48 minutes of fury, and it was over. And Venezuela's doing great.
What about this one? This one was supposed to take a week, and it's been fucking 3 months, and you've been saying it's supposed to be over every fucking week. As of now, you're probably also saying we're almost coming with the deal.
Relationships with the people are great. It's become a happy country, believe it or not. I mean, it's become a happy country, and we're taking out millions of barrels of oil from Venezuela. And then we went.
We're stealing millions of oil.
Essentially, we've done the same thing. It doesn't look as pretty, but there's no Navy. 159 ships at the bottom of the sea. There's no Air Force. All of their planes are gone. Most of their drones are gone. Most of their drone making ability is gone. Most of their missiles are gone. All of their leadership is gone. So they replaced it. All of that leadership is gone. So they replaced it. And that's the people we're dealing with now. And I think they're going to want to make a deal, but we're going to find out.
Ooh. He thinks they're going to make a deal because why wouldn't you want to make a deal? I'm talking shit to you. It's one thing back in the days when there was no social media, a president would call another president, work on a deal, and then go on the news and say, yes, I called with so-and-so president and we're working on a deal. Nowadays, you have social media. Instead of you fucking just doing that hombre to hombre, you're fucking now tweeting, yo, I just talked with Iran and they say they're going to surrender. Hey, they better surrender. I'm gonna bomb the shit. I'm gonna destroy the whole so and so. Or tweet shit like, hey, I want them to come out with white flags and be waving white flags of surrender and this and that. You're embarrassing. You're putting them on blast in the whole world. You think I would fucking be if you were trying to make a deal with me? You call me up. You're saying this and that. All of a sudden, you go to kind of like, yeah, I was talking to him on the phone. I told him, you know what, you better fucking do this and that. You come very alpha, you come very, yeah, I was in charge of the conversation, whereas the conversation wasn't even like that, or even the conversation never happened. So that's when you're also getting all these fake rumors, and you're also talking shit with the same person that you want to make a deal with. You're talking shit to them, to the whole fucking world. How do you expect the other person to be like, yo, did you see? Think about it, yo, like they're coming to this president, they're coming to this leader and be like, President, did you see how he was talking to you? Think about all the Iranian leaders and administration, like think about all of them seeing your tweets and being like, yo, you're gonna let him talk to you like that? You gotta let Trump talk to us, the oldest fucking country, whatever in the whole world, and you're gonna let fucking Trump talk to you like that? Fuck that fool. Don't make a deal with him. That's how they're really talking. Like, let's be fucking real. That's how somebody would fucking react to this shit. Nobody's gonna see these tweets, especially if they're working a deal with him and be like, he's right. What do you mean? Aren't you gonna get mad? No, he's right. Like, I'm gonna we know. Yeah, I mean, he has a point why he should be. Stupid if you believe the way he's talking and whatnot, and if you think that people are really working with him while he's talking shit about them. Stupid.
Inflation to come down between now. Oh, when the war's over, it's coming down.
When the war is over, inflation's gonna go wide, and that's when you see the market doing what it's doing. That's why. That's why we've seen this. You know what happened here? You know what happened here when it bottomed? And what a coincidence that it bottomed on a fucking monthly support. What a coincidence that it did a 3 candle box, a reverse 3 candle box. What a coincidence that there was a 12-hour trend line coming around here that was finally breaking it. And what was this? That Pakistan stepped in and was gonna make a deal with Iran and this is that. So the market, and it's always on the weekend. They always push it on the weekend. It's like, yep, this weekend we're gonna work on a fucking agreement, and this is what happened. Doesn't happen, and then it gets pushed up by whether it be data, whether it be earnings, and little stupid shit like that that ends up moving it, or Trump tweeting that Wednesday or Thursday he's gonna mention something about, or he'll tweet something bullish about. Yes, we're talking about it. We're actually it's Wednesday, and actually this Friday we're gonna come up to an agreement. So the market goes up. Shh, oh fuck yeah, this Friday, you guys. Um, and now that we're going, and now we're getting into war. CPI data is coming out bad, and so you see how now they're gonna use this as a retest. So here's a 50% retest of this move right here, from here to here, the 50%. Now we're gonna come down and test the actual 50% of the big move, which is right here. And then from there, the market is gonna get, oh no, we're going to recession. This is not. This is for the market, the bubble, blah 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 blah, and then we go back up again. And then you gotta form a trend line here. You gotta stretch it out, and it's gonna be fucking coming across somewhere here. The market's gonna come down, scare you. Oh no, blah 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 blah, and then we go up again. That's the same shit all the time. Um, Besides that, you see we're still holding. Doesn't fucking want to break that area again. I keep telling you. It all depends how we're doing at 7:45, 8:30. And we're still holding. So most likely we're gonna go up 10 o'clock, get wicks maybe, and then at 10, 10:30 start coming down, and or even before that, finally at 9, 9:15 start coming down and close here at 10. And again, this is gonna be your whole 11:45 to 12:30. We make it back up again. 5 o'clock comes up. Bad news. We come down, but then SpaceX, so the market anticipates go back up again. It's gonna be very volatile because we're gonna have conflicts of war and strikes, but then we're gonna have SpaceX optimism, and then the data in the morning. So once the data in the morning is out, then it's gonna be if SpaceX is what's gonna bring the market, or when is SpaceX gonna come out, and especially if he's gonna talk. I believe at what time? Either 11. I was thinking he was gonna talk. So around that time, yeah, yeah, 11. He's gonna mention about it could be releasing. It could be coming out around that time. Oh, it's gonna be interesting how it plays out. How these fuckers manipulate this shit. What investors are watching now after CPI today? Focus immediately shift towards Thursday morning. PPI Thursday. Measured inflation at producers levels. Businesses paying more today often means consumer pay more later. Markets want confirmation that today's CPI cooling was not one-time event. Most important inflation component tomorrow includes food, energy provided by a clean inflation signal, confirm whether inflation is truly cooling or not. Why it matters, labor market goes down, consumer spending goes down, corporation revenue goes down, corporate earnings go down, stocks goes down. This is next week. So this is why CPI data this week was very important. This is why PPI data is very important because the Fed FOMC decision is gonna be placed tomorrow. And with all this bad data, interest rates coming up pretty soon have gone down the toilet. That's why we're hoping that this is gonna be somewhat good too. Even though I don't think the Fed's gonna say, nah, this light data that we got from the PPI but not in CPI, we're not taking it, is good, but not as we wanted CPI really to be good, and CPI numbers are really bad, and so and so, and then they'll keep the Fed from cutting the interest rate, and it's gonna make the market be more scared or more dumpy-ish. Current institution sentiment cautious, defensive. Institutions appear to be waiting for PPI, oil, watching military headlines, monitoring Fed expectations. Current area that we're holding on is 290. Strong bounce today, panic low, recovery underway. However, large time frame damage remains. So you're 290. 290. So 290 right here. You see how we're still holding? 1 minute bullish macro, yeah. So in the smaller time frames, we are looking bullish, but it's when you get to the higher time frames, like the 1 hour candle 30, that you start looking weaker now. And so again, what I did is I took a screenshot of the MACD from the 1 minute all the way to the 3 minute to the 3 monthly, so it's able to understand and see. Strongest chart currently still classified as a counter trend rally until above 7,332. 332. So see where the trend line's at. So once we start get to this prices, then the market's gonna start, or supposedly ChatGPT is like this is what it's telling you that the trend is going back up again. Recovering, developing, momentum shifted upward, still below peak. Bullish if momentum stays above a zero. So 30 minutes. I wonder if I was talking about also the MACD. Oh, where's that right here? 1 hour candle, MACD bounced directly from to support zone, higher lower forming, recovery attempt underway, major bounce originated from 229. That's what's happening currently. Yep. Larger VP supplement may remain overhead. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking the VP this area, this thing. There's a lot of resistance right here. A lot of buyers and sellers right here. And that's what I'm saying, like where the market's gonna have a hard time breaking through. So that's why your land 45, 1230 is gonna have to do it. Otherwise, gonna have a hard time breaking it. That's gonna start going back down and closing somewhere at 2. But as we get to 3 or 4, the market's gonna reverse, anticipate it again. Good news, we're gonna break through it. If not, we're gonna come down and then be testing. It's gonna be very fucking volatile, especially with SpaceX. If it was just the data by itself, it was different. If it was just the data and the headlines, it was different. But you have the headlines, the data, and SpaceX coming in, so it's gonna be very volatile. Battleground short still below zero, still current slope, stop falling. Potential signal sign sellers are losing control. Trend still bearish until 365. Again, it's when we get to its trend line. That getting to its trend line is when we get that bullishness, that confirmation. Otherwise, below this, we're still scared. We still don't know what's gonna happen. 365. Most important chart currently holding. Fibonacci is 276. I believe it was down here. 276. Key battleground. MACD below zero. So it's still in Mexico. It needs to go back above Mexico to the United States. Historic histogram negative, recovery inside correction, not full trend reversal. Daily uptrend, technical intact, MACD above major historic support, blue line rolling over, momentum weakening, trend damage, not broken, need reclaim 365. So 365, that trend line. Also, we were talking about that was the what hour time frame? The daily. So let's take a look at the daily. Let's take a look at the MACD. You can see the MACD, how it's losing. This is what I was talking about. How it's losing the blue line rolling over, and then it's losing strength. It's getting weak, still going down. So the daily, we're still in the downtrend. 12-hour candle, still in the downtrend, especially because we're below Mexico. We're in Mexico right here. 8-hour candle in Mexico, south in Mexico. So all these candles are still in Mexico. They need to fucking go to Nogales, and then that way they can go to the United States to the green side, and you're gonna see more momentum. But so far, it's weak. Yo, shit, weak, son. There it goes. Because again, your 11:45 to 8:30 is very important to know. That's gonna be your decisive time right there for the market. Wait a minute, something trendsetter, bam 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 better, bam better. See this, please. See how it's hard to pass. It's gonna need to close here at 10. That way, 11:45 to 30, and then get rejected or shoot on up at 2, and by then we should be on the trend line. Yeah, but then we should be in the trend line. Yup. Um, what else was it? Oh yeah, continue with this shit. Bull market remains intact. Long-term structure bullish. MACD losing acceleration. Bull market alive, not accelerating. Long time frame. Orange signal. MACD support zones. Volume profile. Highest resistance at 365. Yep, right here. Right here in this range. Because again, I've taken a screenshot of every time frame so it knows where this indicator here was telling you where this main struck, the hard area to break above. Fibonacci, levels, current battle, next major battle, third major battle, upper major battle. Bull case holds above 276. So 276, we already did that. It's right here. You can see the boxes. We broke this box. We're into the next box, this orange one. And then it's going to be 320. 320 right here. It makes sense. The next area is going to be 365, which is up here. And again, that trend line. This area right here is this box. We need to break out of this box, go to the edge, break that daily support and that trend line. But we have a weekly right here, so we're gonna have a hard time breaking that weekly. That's why I see we're gonna struggle to break through that and stay stuck in this range the whole morning pretty much. That's if at 11:45, 12:30 we don't break on down. Well, we shouldn't. They should have this. I can tell you with this, the market, the Asian market is gonna keep it on these higher levels. Asian market should have bought it already by now and gone down if I was really scared, especially with this whole war and CPI bullshit. It should have done that already, so it's not. Standard break scenarios, if PPI surprises higher and oil spikes, Iran escalates wars, then the market could target 228 and eventually, yeah, eventually 700. Yep, 228. Yeah, 228 the monthly. Yeah, we're gonna come down, touch a monthly, break through it, and then just close somewhere within the region. That makes perfect fucking sense. That's what I think is gonna happen if we get. But you got the SpaceX coming in too, so and I know what time they're gonna do that. Again, here's ChatGPT telling you I told it, hey, this I want you to pay attention in between these times, and in particular, this time right here. And it took that in, and it's telling you now, hey, pay attention to this time. Also, pay attention between these prices that it's still holding. Europe often decides continuation or reversal, bullish above 320, bearish below 276. Yeah, that trend line, above that trend line. The markets currently show a short-term bullish recovery attempt. However, the four-candle daily weekly chart continue warning that damage from the sell-off has not been fully repaired. Tonight's Asia session likely determine whether scenario A, recovery towards 320 and 365, or rejection back towards 276 and 229 before PPI. You got that, people? All right, so I'm gonna make an update. Since it's already gonna be 9 o'clock, I probably won't. I'm trying to go to sleep early so I can wake up at 5. Actually, I actually want to be up before the data comes out and do all my Fibonacci updates to see if they move and catch up on the market, any news from Iran, Trump, all this shit. Sorry if I made this too long, whatever, or kind of sort of complicated for you people that aren't used to having all my lines and all my shit over each other. But I made videos about the lines, what they are, what they are, all that fucking bullshit. So now what I really care for is just going over the market and what I think the S&P is gonna do, and I don't really give a fuck about going over explaining what the lines mean, what the boxes mean. I tried to explain on this video real quick, and I went over again everything. But you're gonna see as you watch my videos, I can actually, with the whole boxes and every single line that there is, support weekly, daily, I'm able to understand how the market is going to react based on the data, the sentiment, what's going on. Because it's really about time. It's really, at the end of the day, all this shit is robots, it's algorithms, it's patterns. It is not people doing all this shit with the S&P 400. All this is based on algorithm robots that hit a certain price target and do certain things. So it's all really about numbers. It's more simple than fucking people make this whole market shit think more difficult or whatnot. All right, but this is Brian Seacrest. Sign the fuck out, folks.